Hey guys, welcome back to Inspire Daily 365 YT. Anyways, guys, I have an important message. Not a message, but an importance that you need to listen to because you'll gain not just clarity for yourself, but you'll gain an example of why something's so important in your life to do and why you need to do it. All right, so I, for myself, had a very tumultuous time and I was set up and then I was issued a handler, just a bunch of really grimy things behind my back, right, to control me, keep me bound, right? It was meant to really viscerally destroy me. It was meant to even end my own life, that type of craziness, right? And it took a long time to piece it all together, to forgive. I'd help with by my spirits, my ancestors, by God. I went through it. I just really went through it. It took years. It took a lot longer than it should have, and I was sidetracked for a very long time. But I'm going to tell you, see, I was at a point in time in my life where I was looking for love. Like I needed it. I needed this. I had this big hole inside of me that I needed filling. Right? I just couldn't be alone. It was just I was broken. Right? And these people were sent in to break me even more. See, but I'll tell you guys something. This has been years and years ago. I had uh, I had gotten out of treatment, and I got together with this woman. And out of nowhere, she wanted to have a with me and my roommate, and I had to kick her out. And that was the end of our relationship. And then a bunch of other drama happened. And fast forward, into my life about 7 years later, I'm with another woman. Her name's Heather. I was with her, and that was the handler, the player, the manipulator, all of that. She was put in my life for a reason, for me to learn, right? She even thought she wanted me to believe that she was my twin flame. She really did a number on me. I was being videotaped and for clout and a bunch of really insidious things to have people look at me, you know, and see how crazy I was getting. It was just a huge twisted setup. See, so at that time, I was strung out on a lot of drugs. If I left the house, I was being gang stalked. It was a big manipulation to keep me centered and to control me and to gain whatever clout and recognition and energy siphoning and a bunch of chaotic things. Devil really had his hand in this. The devil had his hand in it, right? The whole way through. Satan was all up in the business. Okay. But there came a time I had enough and I left. I became homeless, and then out of nowhere we got back together. But the time when I was homeless for 3 days, she had brought another guy in. I guess it was somebody she had been with, had been cheating on me with on the side with for quite some time, if not since before we got together. See, this was a turning point in my life. See, I had to pick myself, right? My own. I couldn't fix this person. I had to I had to give up and go for myself. I remember the day when I left for good. The morning after I woke up, I noticed this man's pipe because it wasn't mine, it wasn't hers, and it was in our bedroom. It had to been a guy's. I felt it. I just knew it. And she wanted to introduce me to this guy. She was like, "Oh, you'll like each other." She was trying to get this real uh, menage, what they call that. The Mormons have it. They had it a long time ago. I wasn't gonna have it. She left. She said she was going to cop some drugs, and I knew better. I knew better. I asked for a ride, and they couldn't give me a ride. Right? She couldn't give me a ride because I was going that way anyways, and I knew it. I had made that. I had made that. The Holy Spirit was talking to me. You gotta go. You gotta go. I had no money, no nothing. I wasn't gonna be somebody's three-way. And they had even more nefarious things in plan for me. They wanted to see how much I'd accept to share my bed. You know, that's the elbow room that they would need to do even more things to me. I had no pride. I had nothing. I was a broken individual, but I knew I wasn't going to be that guy. I knew there was something more to life than being somebody's doormat, to be somebody's blame game. When I really did love this person, I really did. I cared about her very much, but she didn't. She was incapable of loving me. True narcissist fashion. It was all about manipulation, control, and a long con. It really was. There's more to the story, but this was the defining moment. I had no money. Like I said, no money. I just knew I had to leave. I had to leave the situation for my safety, for my sanity, and pick up the pieces as I went along. I just knew it. God had my back because the second I left, $300 hit my bank account. $300 hit my bank account, and I had enough money to leave the state, to go stay with my family. I had just enough because I took that leap of faith. I had trust in the universe. I knew I deserved better in my life, and I was worth more. I knew it. And I wasn't getting what I was deserving up there, and I knew I would never. No matter how much I wanted to fix somebody, I just couldn't do it. I had to fix myself first. See, I was busy trying to fix everybody else, but in turn, I needed to fix myself. And that was the final moment. And the second I did that, God dropped $300 in my bank account. $300. My hand to God, $300 in my bank account that same day, almost instantaneously. See, I also had to leave all my worldly possessions at this woman's house. I had to. I took enough clothes and some little bit of personal papers, but all my other stuff that I had my energy in, I had business papers. All I'm saying, guys, is they had the utensils to really destroy my life at their disposal, and they were going to use it. They were going to use it. I was nowhere around, and they knew I wasn't, and I wasn't coming back, so they thought it was safe. But I'll tell you guys, I forgive this situation. It's cord cutting time. I forgive it. I forgive the situation. Doesn't mean the karma or all that, that's not going to happen. No, I forgive because I'm not carrying that baggage no more. And you should not carry baggage with you no more. You deserve better, and you know you deserve better in your life. I was with this woman for several years. I ended up quitting heroin. I had to make a big change in my life. I had to, for my sanity, for my health. I had to pour that love into me, and when I started doing that, I started to grow. And now today, I'm someone they don't even notice. You get that? Why? Because I love myself. I'm celibate today at my own choosing. Because these people out here, guys, they love to entrap people with all sorts of sex and stuff. They love doing it. See, I had to start off with a firm foundation, a brand new slate. I had to. Because you deserve better in your life. And think right now in your life, do I deserve better? Am I investing into something that is going to yield no returns? You know, it's cold to talk about relationships like that, but on the flip side of the coin, they're looking at you the same way. Are you putting into something and getting nothing back? Are you trying to fix someone you know there's no way? I know you're going through something like that. There's something in your life right now that you know you need to let go. You need to cut ties with, forgive and move on, because you're worth more than carrying their baggage. You're worth more in your life than carrying their dirty laundry, their dirty baggage. They want to keep tied to you. You understand that? That's where they get their energy. That's where they get their power. That's where they get all this clout and all this, whatever fills up their narcissistic gas tank. You understand that? And they'll do wrong and then be nice to you when you're in the room. You know, I know you know what I'm talking about. See, this woman really wanted to introduce another man into my bed with her. She thought she could do that. That's how low my self-esteem was. That's how low I was because I loved so deeply that I was willing to sacrifice myself for someone that just wasn't worth it. And I had to come to that realization. I'm worth more. You're worth more. You have a big world out there. You have a life waiting for you. You can't draw water from a dry well. You just can't. You got to get fit, both spiritually, mentally, and the emotions will come, guys. I was broken for darn near a year after that. I would cry at night. Cry. My angels would come and comfort me. But I tell you, I cried. I cried over what she had done to me and what I was allowing to be done to me. Yet, sure, they had 50 people against me, but yet I could have left somehow. But they had the ties of drugs and my items in the house and all these things. They knew they could kick me out in the middle of the night. They would kick me out in the middle of the freaking night. So you should invite somebody over, right? Something like that. It was to invite somebody over or for a power play. You know how narcissists roll, but they would really kick me out at 12 o'clock at night, out in the cold in Washington State. See, this is the person I was devoting my life to. See, they just want to know how much they can get over on me. They were planning some deep, dark things to end my life. They would offer me up in a heartbeat if it profited them. But now today they're looking at, I was the best thing that ever happened to their lives. I was their chance. I was their redemption. I truly was. And they're realizing that today. But yet, I forgive, I don't forget, and I move on. I cut that tie in the name of Jesus Christ. I cut that tie. And I suggest you do that too. I shared something so deep to me in me so that you would have the strength to do it also. If I was able to do it, I went, I was homeless. I left all my stuff there. I stepped out on faith. I knew I deserved better the second I poured into myself. God provided for me. But you have to have that faith. Just know that things will be okay. Things will be okay. It's sort of like this, guys. It's sort of like this. I'm not saying leave. If you're in a narcissistic relationship, a controlling one, I'm not saying just leave. Plan it out. Plan it out. Start pulling back a little bit. Because you deserve so much. You deserve so much. And yet they were giving you so little. Breadcrumbing you. Making you put them on a pedestal and they got a kick out of it. That type of stuff. To kick you out in the middle of the night to invite another man into the bed. I even believe they had me arrested one time so that I would be in jail and they could invite somebody over. That's who I was dealing with, and that's who I got close to. But there was a point, guys. I'm telling you, there is a point where you'll see the red flags, and don't think for a second that their stripes are going to change. Narcissists, they truly are evil. Do what's best for you in this life. Do what's best for you, because there's comes time when nobody else will do it for you. Take a leap of faith. Make a change in your life. If you're in a relationship centered around drugs and you want to leave, quit the drugs, because if you go to the drug dealer, they're gonna ask your drug dealer where you've been. You can't really go off. You can't really go off grid if you're a drug addict. You gotta quit. You gotta quit. That stuff will tear you up and it'll take your life away from you. Anyways, it will. It'll take your life from you. And if you're in a relationship with someone and you live in the same house, go homeless if you have to. I did. Go homeless. And don't go back. That'll show them that they can control you still. You have to really when you get to that decision, guys, think it out and don't come back. Don't go back. I don't even care if it's years later, because I'm telling you, narcissists don't change. They would have respected you, loved you, and taken care of you when they had the chance, not years later when they realized what they did wrong. I promise you they won't. They don't change their stripes. They just learn how to manipulate better. Get it? I know you guys are just smart. Thank you for stopping off and visiting my channel. If you're a returning subscriber, Thank you so much. I appreciate you. And if you're new, subscribe to this content. It gets better. There's plenty of videos on my channel. I promise you that. All right. And if you're a cross watcher, think about what's happening in your life right now that you know you need to make a change. Don't allow the people in your life to control you. You're worth more. They want to make you feel like you're worthless. They enjoy it. They get a kick out of it. And you know it. You deserve better. You only have one ticket in life to ride in this incarnate. One ticket. One ticket. You want it first class? You want it business class or slavery class? Which one do you want it in? Think about where you want your life to go. Do you deserve better? Are you capable of loving not just yourself but others in life? I'm sure you are. And yet you're afraid to do it with someone because you're afraid of being hurt, right? Because you've done so much hurting to other people. I understand that. But see, that's the programming from the world around you, from the people you hang out with, the people you call family even. You're worth more and you know it. So take an inventory on your life. You know you have room to grow. And are these people worth growing with? Or are they going to hold you back? This is your life, dude. This is your life, not theirs. This is your life. You want to do better? Because I tell you, if you tell them you want to do better in your life, they'll pull you back even more. Is that type of people you want to hang out with, be affiliated with? Really? You deserve better. You deserve better. I know it. Thank you guys for stopping off to my channel again. I really appreciate it. God bless. Namaste. And I will see you guys in the next one.